This video is for federal MLOs required by an employer to submit and pay for their own Individual Form MU4R. The first-time filing with NMLS is easy. Keep 3 key categories of information readily available. All names used since the age of 18, including any aliases and/or your maiden name. Employment records, including dates of employment and addresses covering the past 10 years for any financial services-related employment. Employment pertaining to securities, commodities, banking, insurance, consumer lending, or real estate falls under the requirement. And current residential information. On the NMLS Resource Center, which is accessed by typing nmls.org into your browser's address bar, click the Federal Registry link at the upper right portion of the page, or click the beige NMLS Federal Registry Resources button in the middle right portion of the page. Click Log into NMLS. Each time you log into your account, you are prompted to agree to the industry terms of use to access your account. Read the terms of use and click I agree. The MU4R Filings page is broken into 2 sections: to attest and to create, update, or submit an MU4R. If an institution sends you, the individual, an MU4R that requires your attestation, a button is enabled for you to review and attest. This means that the institution has requested you to review this form, verify it is correct, and/or make changes as it is needed. The To Create, Update, or Submit an MU4R section allows you to initiate and submit a new filing or update your existing record. Click the Request New Update button to proceed. Click the Continue button to confirm that you wish to create an individual filing. It is a good practice to enable the completeness check function before you begin to complete the form. Completeness checks are designed to ensure the required sections of the form are fully completed. It is not a requirement to enable completeness checks. However, it is your responsibility to ensure the information input is accurate and that the form's required sections are fully completed. Completed sections shown in the left navigation panel, beginning with identifying information through criminal background check. This section is used to record information pertaining to your name, place of birth, and contact information. Input the required fields. Click Save. Note that the other fields are optional. Click Next to advance to the next section of the form. You may also click in the sections in the left navigation panel. This is helpful to jump from section to section if you begin a filing and have to return to it later. This section is used to record any names other than your full legal name that are being used or have been used in the past since age 18. This includes nicknames, aliases, and names used before or after marriage. Click Next. This section is used to gather the street address for your current primary residence. Click Save. Click Next. This section is used to show your current employer and provide all financial service-related employment over the last 10 years. Employment other than financial services related is not required. The employment records allows you to add a linked or unlinked employment. Linked employment represents an association between an institution and an MLO to represent an employer-employee relationship. This employer is an NMLS. Unlinked employment represents an employer-employee relationship for an employer who is not an NMLS. The employment records page is broken into 2 sections: pending employment actions, which are linked employment records that are pending creation, removal, or termination on the current filing, and employment history, which is unlinked employment records or existing linked employment records not being affected on the current filing. Click the Add Current button. Read the acknowledgement asking if you will be engaging in mortgage loan origination activities as an employee of the financial institution that is regulated by the OCC, FDIC, Federal Reserve, NCUA, or Farm Credit Administration. Click Yes. If uncertain, click No and contact your employer before continuing. To link your current employer to your Form MU4R, search for the institution's legal name or NMLS ID. If you elect to search by legal name, You may search using starts with or contains specific criteria. If you search by Soundex, the results include similar names with different spellings. Make your selection and click the search button. Select the checkbox to the left of the institution's name and click the select button. The name of the institution appears along with the institution's NMLS ID. Note the checkbox next to check here if this is your current employer is already selected. Type in the address, city, state, and postal code for the institution. Note the radio button is pre-selected as yes for financial services related employment. Click Save. The newly added institution appears under Pending Employment Actions. If applicable, click the Add Prior button to add financial services related employment in the last 10 years. Fill in the company name, dates of employment, and address. Click Yes to indicate the employment was financial services related and save. If no other financial services related employment is applicable, click the Next button. This section is used to gather responses to disclosure questions. All disclosure questions must be answered yes or no. Click Save. Click Next. If you answer yes to a question, you are prompted to provide additional information in the Disciplinary Actions section of the form. See the Disciplinary Action Reference Guide for additional information. Click Add to provide information for yes responses. Explanations for yes responses are made publicly available through NMLS Consumer Access. Complete the Disciplinary Action Details section by providing a brief description of disciplinary action. Required information varies depending upon the selected disciplinary action. Complete the required fields. You may type in a maximum of 4,000 characters if desired to provide a brief summary of the disciplinary action. Check the box next to the appropriate disclosure question. You must attach a supporting PDF file not to exceed 8 megabytes. You may only upload one file, but may combine several documents into the supporting file. This information will be publicly available in NMLS via Consumer Access. Click Save. The disciplinary action screen reflects the uploaded file, description, link to the applicable question, a link to the uploaded file, and the option to edit the filing. Click the Next button. The SAFE Act requires all state licensed and federally registered individuals to complete a criminal background check via the submission of fingerprints to the FBI. You will use NMLS to request a criminal background check as part of the MU4R submission process. Complete the required demographic information. Upon completing the applicable sections of the MU4R form, a completeness check is performed on the Attest and Submit screen before the filing is submitted. If the filing does not pass all completeness checks, the screen lists the sections within the filing along with a description of the errors. Click the section link to navigate directly to the error and correct it. Below the subject, fee type, amount, and total charges due is important attestation language. This language is important because it states you are providing information and statements that are true and accurate, and you may be subject to legal sanctions for any misrepresentations or omissions of material facts. An institution identified as a new current employer in this filing will be granted access to your NMLS record, including criminal background check results upon submission of this filing. As previously stated, the Federal Registry may make information submitted in this filing available to the public pursuant to the SAFE Act of 2008 via Consumer Access. Select the checkbox next to I certify that I am the named person above and that I agree to the above. Click Submit Filing. The acceptable forms of payment are Visa, MasterCard, and Automated Clearinghouse, ACH. Once payment is submitted, a filing submission acknowledgement appears on the screen. After payment is received, notify your employer you have submitted your filing along with payment. To view the status of your filing and employment, click the Composite View tab. Click View Individual. Click Federal Registration List to view your status. Click Federal Employment Records to view your employment status. Click Background Check Request to view your status and to schedule a fingerprinting appointment through FieldPrint. See the Completing a Criminal Background Check video for further assistance. Note that your registration is not activated until your Individual Form MU4R, fingerprints, and criminal background check results are received and reviewed by your employer. This concludes how to complete a Form MU4R initiated by an MLO. Be sure to access the Training and Resources page in the NMLS Resource Center for other videos and tips on how to complete tasks in the NMLS by clicking the Resource Center button, hovering over News and Events, and selecting Training and Resources.